What are you thirsty for? Happy Thirsty Thursday with me, Jake Thurston, on Thursday. So much alliteration. It's great. Gotta love it. Um, it is almost New Year's Day. And as we go into the new year, that means we want to make New Year's resolutions. It's that time of year where we analyze ourselves and wonder what are the things we're most disgusted with about ourselves? What are the things we're the most displeased with? We recognize our bad habits, or we recognize the things that we want to change. It's a very wonderful time to be self-aware and discerning of where you need to improve on. So that's really kind of what's on our mind at this point of the year, at this point of winter, is what are the things I need to improve on? And we'll create this long, elaborate list of what we want to do and, these things that sound really great, but usually we fall out on after just a couple of weeks or a month or whatever it is. And, so it's an interesting time. So I just read something recently in a book that I think is just really, really great for us to consider as we go into this new year. Because again, some of you may wonder about where you're at with the Lord, and maybe 2017 is a great opportunity for you to start afresh and for you to feel like you need to create new habits to pray with the Lord more, or to read more scripture, to devote more time with him, right? Like we want to create these new things in our daily routine, these New Year's resolutions for us to be better with the Lord in these habits and these disciplines, or whatever it looks like. So as we do that, as we analyze our life, I just want you to consider this when you consider your relationship with the Lord. From this book I read, Eugene Peterson, again, he talks about how too often we look at our days as schedules. It's just this static timeline that we control, and that we have to carve out 30 minutes or some time slot to devote to the Lord. Whether that's to pray or to read scripture, whatever it is. And we feel like we are the best Christians we can possibly be when we adequately devote enough time to be with God. We view our life as a schedule, our day as a schedule, and so much of our relationship with the Lord looks like a schedule. But Eugene says we need to stop that. We need to stop viewing our days as schedules and our relationship with the Lord as a schedule, and instead view our days as rituals. Rituals are dynamic. Rituals change depending on what you need to do and what needs to happen and who is in your presence and what happens during the day. Rituals are designed to go with the ebb and flow of life and to meet us where we're at. And so, what if when we come into this new year, we think about our days as rituals? These dynamic times where at some points we'll be able to devote a lot more time with being with the Lord explicitly, through reading scripture, through taking advantage of long car rides and praying there, or reading a passage of scripture in the evening because that's what allows you to. Or we can view our relationship with the Lord as an implicit thing, viewing our work as a means of worship, viewing our conversations and the time we spend with friends as prayer, viewing how we watch a movie as a means to interact with the Lord's word and see how salvation is pulled out from that. It's recognizing that God is at work in so many more ways in our day, and we spend time with God in so many more ways in our day than just through a 30-minute time slot we give him. That stuff is important, and we need to give him that time, and we need to explicitly spend time with the Lord through scripture reading and prayer and all those disciplines. But also remember that God is dynamically at work through you and is relating with you in so many more ways during your day than just a short little time slot that you give him. Let's recognize that and see how our days go. I think we will find them to be a lot fuller and richer than ever before.